Seoul, North Korea will keep improving its nuclear and long-range ballistic missile capabilities next year to gain leverage to force Washington to make concessions, such as the easing of sanctions, government and private analysts in South Korea said. The isolated North has made major strides this year in its nuclear weapons program but has also faced increasingly tough UN sanctions. On September 3, it detonated what it called a hydrogen bomb in its sixth and most powerful nuclear test. It has also launched 3 intercontinental ballistic missiles, ICBMs, this year, demonstrating rockets powerful enough to deliver warheads to all of the continental United States. The latest UN sanctions against North Korea are an act of war and tantamount to a complete economic blockade against the country, North Korea's foreign ministry said on Sunday. An Australian grandmother who was the victim of an online romance scam has been acquitted of drugs charges in Malaysia. Russia's Central Election Commission has voted to bar opposition leader Alexei Avila from running in a presidential election next year. A Venezuelan rights group says 44 opponents of Nicolas Maduro's government have been released from prison, but nearly 200 others remain behind bars from crimes ranging from violence to subversion during anti-Maduro protests. Liberians head to the polls to choose a new president in a runoff election between the vice president and a former football star. South Korea predicted on Tuesday that North Korea would look to open negotiations with the United States next year in an optimistic outlook for 2018, even as Seoul set up a specialized military team to confront nuclear threats from the north. Peru's political and social crisis continues as former President Alberto Fujimori pleads for forgiveness after his release from prison, and President Kaczynski calls for reconciliation. A growing number of pregnant women in the U.S. are using marijuana, according to research published in the Journal of the American Medical Association. The latest UN sanctions against North Korea are an act of war and tantamount to a complete economic blockade against the country, North Korea's foreign ministry said on Sunday. After its last ICBM test, conducted on November 29, North Korea claimed to have completed building its nuclear force. But the country has yet to clear a key technological hurdle, proving that its warheads can survive re-entry into the atmosphere after flying through space, according to Western officials and analysts. Forecasting North Korea's nuclear weapons program for the new year, the Unification Ministry in South Korea said on Tuesday that the North will continue to advance its nuclear and missile capabilities in 2018 despite its claims about completing its nuclear force. North Korea will conduct at least one more missile test to master the re-entry technology for its warheads, analysts said. But the North